Alright gang, welcome back to our Broke to Billionaire challenge on Ohio Richlands. Today is going to be an extremely busy day. We're going to have to do 2 episodes here in June to accomplish what we need to. Now, last episode we left off with drilling that field there and having the worker continue to mow the grass field out here. They have finished mowing the grass field. I also, off camera, had put the fertilizer down before we jumped into June, so it should be well fertilized and shouldn't have any issues. Now, realistically, you probably wouldn't want to do that in real life, but game lets us do it, so we're going to do it. And, yeah, so we're just kind of bringing this back here. I'm actually just going to leave it here for right now, even though it's kind of in the middle of the way, and that normally drives me insane. But we're going to have to get this grass up today, or in the next episode, one of the two. But there's a more important thing to accomplish today. Back cotton field is ready to go. We need to get this harvested. Grandma's house needs some cotton. She only has about 1,000, I think, left in there of cotton. You saw me just bring over some of the wool from the sheep there, so it's time for us to get this field harvested once again and be able to get some more clothes going. Now, I do still have the clothes on auto selling because it is still a decent price. It's only about 2,000 and something less than what you normally would get at average best. So we're going to sell them for June, but once June is done, we are going to turn that off, and then we'll store it again until it's back time to sell the clothes at the best time again. So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing well. Now, there is a new series coming out very, very soon. Ooh, I'm pushing something. I'm pushing a twig. There is a new series. I've been kind of teasing it for quite a while. It's coming out. It actually comes out this Saturday. This video should be out on Sunday, I believe, as long as I got my days right. And if that's the case, it should be coming out this Saturday. Pretty excited about it. Channel members already have access to at least one of the videos, possibly 2 at this point. Maybe even 3. I don't know yet, but it's going to be fun. I'm calling it a mini-series, but really it's probably going to be 10 to 15 episodes. So it's you know, like a normal, kind of like the Gator Challenge we did. I think that one was like 13 episodes. Something like that is my guess on how long it'll take us. It could be longer than that, though. It really could. But we'll see. It's a challenge, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just plugging that right now. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. I don't want to give it away or, you know, ruin the surprise for any of you. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. And it's a serious challenge I put ourselves up to as well. So we'll see how things go. I finished episode 1 a little bit earlier today, and I'm probably going to do an episode 2 tonight. This is the weekend, and I really don't have anything going on this weekend for once, so I'm trying to get quite a lot done today if I can do it, if I can do so. Hopefully this weekend in general I can try to get a lot done. Now, we likely soon are going to have to get another Grandma's house or another production of some sort to make clothes. I've also considered getting a shop to get getting another production put down, like a tailor shop, something like that. Because if we do that, we can spread out some of the stuff that it goes into Grandma's house that way. You do get a little bit more clothes for your money, but it does take longer because you have to put it through a tailor shop and then put it through you know, the clothes factory of some sort, right? So it does take longer to go that approach, but I'm really considering it now that we have 2 big fields of cotton. I'm considering doing a 3rd field of cotton. I know that's a little overboard probably on the cotton, but I think that's the key to our success here is to do clothes here. So, just kind of a lay of the land here, we've got to get this field harvested. The awkward field that we talked about possibly changing and doing productions on, this one is also ready to harvest. That's soybeans, I believe, yep. So those are both ready to harvest. We'll have to re-drill these fields, obviously, in June. And then we have the grass field to take care of. And this field itself here needs to be fertilized. So there's a lot to do. These will not be short episodes by any means, I don't think. Unless we decide to do 3. I mean, we could do 3, but the more episodes we do, the longer the series will have to go on to be able to make $1 billion. And at this point, we're we're doing better than what I had initially anticipated because we got ourselves about a 2-week window here of you know, doing 3 episodes in the week, which certainly helped accelerate, but there's not much time left, gang. I know I've mentioned it many times. I'm sure I'll mention it many times again. There is not much time left before FS25 it gets here. It is very, very soon, rapidly approaching. Which is exciting, but at the same time, it's daunting to think about. I've only got, well, I guess at this point, just under 2 months to get this series to $1 billion. And we're only at 4.6, so a million, I should say. So there's a lot to get done here if we want to accomplish that. The other thing is to do a lot of straw and a lot of silage, which is the reason why we were mowing that grass, right? So we're going to think about some things, think some things through. I mean, we could potentially sell this field too, right? I talked about that as well. If we sell that, we could buy another really big field like this. That would probably really help us, right? If we bought a big field like this. But I don't know. We'll have to think it through a little bit more as we carry on here. Now, the big field right next to us here, I mean, that is a gigantic field. It has potatoes in it. There's some potential there. We would have to buy a potato harvester. Basically, we would spend, I don't know, that field was like $1 million, wouldn't it? 1.1. We'd probably have to spend 1.5 million. But in the long run, it might be worth it, gang. It might be worth it. I don't know. We'll have to think about it some more. That's a gigantic field. Truly gigantic. I mean, that's almost double the size of these two combined. Almost. Probably 1/3 more. So, we've got some options, is what I guess what I'm trying to get at here. It's going to be our decision on what we think the best approach is. Do we spend more money now to hopefully set ourselves up in the future, or do we think that might be a little bit too much? So if we do all of that, right, we're not just going to sell the potatoes outright. Obviously, we're going to have to make something with those potatoes. Now, potatoes can certainly be used for pig food, and pig food, you can make decent money off of pig food. But I don't know. There's a lot of consideration that has to happen there. Some other things we can try to do, even though I think originally, my plan and my goal was to not utilize greenhouses, because we haven't used one yet, but I mean, we could modify the rule there to try to put some greenhouses in to help us as well. So lots of things to think about. So what I'm doing here, gang, is I'm going to just kind of square this off a little bit. And then I'm going to put it on a worker for a brief period. And once we put it on a worker, we'll get going on getting that field that we drilled in the last episode fertilized. We'll at least do the outside border, right? The headland. And then we can put that on a worker and take back over for doing the cotton harvest here. Now, I'm going to try to do one more if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to fully do it here or not, but I'm going to try it without killing any. I'd just like to have a little bit more room for the turnaround for the worker, especially if he gets in a situation where we have to take over for him. I don't want to be killing any of this cotton. This is gold right here, this cotton field. So let me get down here to the end. Let me get turned back around. I'll get the worker set off here, and then we'll go over to the fertilizing of that field. I don't know what happened here. Must just not have drilled that or something. I don't know what happened there. But we'll get to fertilizing that field. All right, the worker's going, getting that field all harvested up for us. So let them continue to do their thing. Let's jump into this case, which I already had running. And we can start fertilizing this field. Now, I'm going to try to keep relatively close to the edge here, even though I know I might be wasting a little bit of fertilizer doing this. I'm okay with it. I just want to make sure we hit the edges perfectly. There's no misses, so the way the worker hopefully doesn't have any issues, and they can get this field done for us. And once that's done, we're going to jump into the other harvester, our cereal crop harvester, and we're going to head over here and start harvesting this field, right over there. And as much as we talked about putting productions there, I'm kind of leaning towards selling it. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards it. I had a little bit of a think off camera for a minute. I'm leaning towards buying this field, gang. Gee, let me turn that off for a second. Let's back up for a second. Let me go look at this. Let me see what the yield and everything looks like since we're here. I mean, 98% yield bonus. I mean, how much is that harvester? I mean, I could do the slower version, but I don't want that. I want the big dog. I want the big dog. I want this thing. Yeah, 600,000. So we're paying near 2 million if we want to do that. That probably isn't really worth our time. The only other thing we can look at while we're doing this is go down here to construction. Keep an eye on this for a real quick second. Make sure it goes straight. Potatoes. Potato processing plant. 120 grand. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 2 million minimum, right? 2 million. That's a lot. I mean, it's a big field, and it would make us a lot of money, especially if we turn that into like a cotton field. Whew, you want to talk about some money. We really couldn't do anything else but, you know, a huge harvester. We'd have to get either a bigger harvester or continue to utilize that potatoes in there, and or maybe the cotton harvester. But the cotton harvester isn't that big either, if I'm honest with you. That's actually a pretty small harvester. I don't know. That would be a lot. We might end up having to split the field up into two like we did this. I'd at least have to do two, because it's such a huge field. Huge. Alright, we're going to flip around here. Just make sure we got that corner. I think we did, but just to make sure. Try to follow this line a little bit here, just to give this a little bit, you know. So when we connect down here, the worker knows, doesn't get confused as much, hopefully. But who knows? You never know with this worker. They do crazy things on this map. Yeah, good. We're hitting it. Good. So hard to see with some of these crops, right? So hard to see where you've been with the fertilizing. You have to really get like this angle to really see where you've been and what you've hit. Alright, I'm gonna hope and pray that that's good enough. Alright, workers going. Time to jump into this guy. If we get both the fields harvested today, maybe sell that field, maybe not, I don't know. Make our decision, I guess, on that field. If we get that field harvested, make our decision on it, get the cotton field harvested, I'll be pretty happy. Then we just have to do the drilling of both fields and then the grass silage. But really, I'd like to get some of that silage up today as well, because we have the one BGA that's just sitting there. It's not doing anything, so I'd like to get that one going. And if we are able to bale those up today, right, the faster we bale them up, the faster we can actually put those into the BGA. Workers completed the task, huh? You think you have. Why is the worker having issues with this? I feel like the worker always has an issue with this, though. I feel like this is a constant for us. Like, we always deal with this. I'm missing sections there, aren't I? I am. This is starting out well. Oof. All right, let's try this again. Causing traffic jam. Oh, it's just a Prius. Who cares? All right, soybeans are underway. So I think now at this point, gang, it's just time for us to get some stuff done. Probably be a long time lapse again, but let's get some stuff done and see what we get to, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, another long time lapse here, gang, but at this point in the series, it's going to be long time lapses almost entirely, I think. There's just so much to do, and we still have a lot to do. We're not even really touched the surface of this field of cotton, but we did get a bale already. You saw we went ahead and put it into Grandma's house, so that's good. That's going. And we're still just continuing on our path here. We've almost got part of that field over there done and harvested. But still quite a bit to do over there as well. I'm going to jump over here now for a brief period, since I'm kind of taking over doing the cotton harvesting for now. I'll leave that section for the worker because it's a little bit easier for the worker to manage. This one's a little bit more awkward, so we'll try to leave this for ourselves for the most part. Now, there's going to be part of it that probably I'll have the worker do, certainly, but I don't know, a good portion of this I think we can do. Now, I've kind of incorporated a bit of a new logo, including the eagle a little bit, with the farm kind of in the middle. Something a little unique and different that I worked on. I recently redid the logo for my other channel, and I just kind of wanted to try to have some kind of incorporation with both of them. Certainly, this one is different because it has a farm in the middle of it, but it still has that eagle effect to it. I'm kind of rolling with that eagle effect for now, so I don't know how you feel about it. I still have the old stuff. Like, I can always go back to it if it just doesn't pan out, but I wanted to try something new. I wanted to try to kind of link the channels together a little bit to an extent, at least from a logo perspective. So if you see a video pop up, you know for a fact that's something I'm doing, right? I don't know. We'll see. It was just an idea I had. So I decided to run with it for a little while and see how things go. Hopefully it goes well and we stick with it. But I understand it is different from what I had before, so I can understand both perspectives, I guess. Anyway, follow that channel if you haven't done so. My other channel, Zorch, is at Zorch Entertainment. I'm just named Zorch on it, but my actual handle is at Zorch Entertainment. Follow that one. It'll help me out a lot. We're about 150 off from 1,000 subscribers, so any and every subscriber I get over there from here is extremely appreciated. Cannot thank you enough for everything you do to support me. A nice another headland pass there. I'm going to put this back on a worker briefly. I kind of want to look a little bit more at the map. So we talked about the potato field right over there, right? That big, massive potato field, and how it would cost us an arm and a leg to do that. And I'm kind of on board with it, but at the same time I'm not, if that makes any sense. You kind of heard me being a little wishy-washy before already. So let's do a quick save here. I want to look at some other fields and maybe make my decision that way, right? So we've got this small field here. We can easily buy that. That's no problem, but it is sugar beets. We don't have a sugar beet harvester. I'm not against buying a sugar beet harvester, but I think there it is. Beet technology. I'm not against it. They do have some cheaper ones here, so I'm not fully against it, but I mean, no matter what we do, it's pretty expensive, right? I mean, it will hold some for sure, but I mean, we're still looking at almost the same amount as the potatoes. So what else we got? What else we got? This one's an option for sure. We can easily buy that now, and that is canola, and it is ready to harvest. 27 is also ready. What's 27? Is that sunflowers? Looks like sunflowers. I was hoping to find some wheat, barley, or oat, potentially. That's kind of what I'm wanting. This is oat. I don't think it's ready to harvest, though. No, it's early stages, so that ain't going to work. I mean barley, not oat. And this is an awkward shaped field, so is this one. So we kind of want to try to stay away from some awkwardly shaped fields, especially if we're going to sell this guy, right? I think this worker over here thinks they're done. Yeah, let's take over for this worker and get this cleaned up. There's a lot to clean up in this field. Kind of the reason why I'm thinking of getting rid of it, right? Because of that reason. When we bought it initially, definitely made sense because it was relatively inexpensive and we could get it and make some money off of it, but... Excuse me, game, I'm sorry. If I blew your eardrum out there, I apologize. I could not hit unrecord fast enough. So let's touch up the rest of this remaining stuff here that's missing, and then we'll head over to the other side of this field. Alright, so change of plans, gang. We are going to buy that big, massive field. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it, but we can utilize the potatoes and the BGAs. I don't know why I wasn't thinking that through, but we can definitely do that. So it's going to cost us a ton of money up front. It's actually going to put us behind, but I think it's going to make us a lot of money if we throw them in the BGAs. So, before the computer starts to harvest that field, let's go ahead and buy it now so we don't miss out on it. Let me make sure that it's not harvested. It's not, okay. 1.1 million down the drain. Whew. I hope that was worth it, gang. I hope it was worth it. We have to buy the harvester still, so this is going to be a doozy. This is going to be a big-time doozy to see what happens here. So when we get turned around here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If we go to the BGA, potatoes, right there. I mean, and that's the fast BGA too. I don't know if the other one has the ability to do potatoes or not. It does. So yeah. That's a no-brainer. A no-brainer. Gonna take us forever. We're not gonna be able to harvest that all in June. There's no way. We don't have withering on, so we really don't have to worry about that. But still, there's no way we're gonna be able to harvest that all in one episode. So that's just gonna be a constant harvest that we're gonna be doing. The weeds are gonna get really long in the portion that we do harvest today or whenever, right? They're gonna get really, really long, but yeah. I mean, what can you do? What can you do, right? So let's put this back on a worker. And it's time to buy one. We're going to buy... I don't want to spend the time on doing it the slower way. I want the machine that does it all for me. Like, this is what I want. So, another massive, massive price going out the window here. We're down to under 3 mil now. But I think it's worth it, gang. I do. I really do. I think this is worth it. So, put the beacons on, because we're going to be driving on the road here. Let's get this thing back to the farm. And let's begin working on the truly immense field. I think it's the biggest field on the map, I think. It's not. I'm sorry. 8's the biggest field on the map. I apologize. 8 or 10. Probably 8. But still, it's one of the biggest fields on the map, I should say. It's probably the 3rd biggest on the map. Somewhere in the top 5 at a minimum, right? So, let's get this thing back. It's slow. It's going to take me a while. Let me get it back to the farm, and we're going to get going on the potatoes. Alright, we're here, gang. Let's unfold this thing. This behemoth. We're actually utilizing this already in the Zelonka challenge. We used a lot. We used a lot at one time. We really didn't utilize it that much. We'll probably utilize it once more in that challenge, that campaign playthrough. We really didn't utilize it to the extent that we're going to be utilizing it here. Nowhere near it. Not even close. worker completed their task. I don't know which one that is. I'm assuming it's the soybean field, I'm assuming. We're going to sell that field too, by the way. That's going to give us a little bit of our funds back. We're selling that because we have this big, massive field now. This field is truly massive. We're probably going to end up doing a similar thing that we did over there. It's still going to be the biggest field we have, but we're probably going to split it into 2 fields. And one of them we'll probably have to buy the potato drill. We don't have a potato drill. We'll probably buy one, though, and just that way we have something else we can put in the BGA. Just keep pumping stuff into the BGA. I feel like that's the way to succeed here, to get to a billion at this point in the series, right? So that's what we're going to do. And I can't believe I was blanking earlier on about the potatoes. I completely forgot you could put potatoes in there. I think you put sugar beets in there, too. Completely forgot about it. Completely forgot. But I'm glad I looked. Man, am I glad I looked. Especially before whoever owned this field ended up starting to harvest it before we were able to buy it, right? That would be disastrous if we figured out later on in the episode that we could buy it and they had already started harvesting it. We want to get the most for our money here, and since we spent 1.1 million on this field, we spent nearly 2 million on the field and the harvester here. We really want to make sure we're getting the best bang for a buck. We're getting the most money we can back. So I think what I'm going to do here, which might be a little weird, I'm going to probably drive in my neighbor's yard here for a second. Bear with me for a minute, neighbor. I'm sorry. We're going to try to cut this field a little bit. And what I mean by that is we're going to square it off, right? Just way that makes it easier for us and when we put it on a worker, because we will be utilizing a worker a lot for this field. We can do so. And this will give us a better idea, too, when we want to cut this field or split it off, square it off ourselves when the time comes, right? This gives us a better idea as well. We've got the little creek. Well, I guess it's just the runoff from rain, really, is what it is. That starts here. That kind of goes through our yard, too, right? We've got our section over there, our yard, our fields, our section over there. And that's what, that's where this begins, is right here in this field. So we now own pretty much the entire runoff creek. Realistically, when we decide to really square this thing off and maybe split this into 2 fields like I'm talking about, it'll probably be starting somewhere around this runoff area. I guess it's not a full runoff area because it doesn't really connect to the little lake down there. It's just kind of a runoff area in the middle. Maybe we can smooth this out. Cost us some money, but maybe we can smooth that out and then turn it into just one full field, and then that way we can just square off whatever we want to square off. We can try to square off, make an even square on each side, maybe. Or rectangle, or whatever. Might be difficult to do, but I think you get what I'm trying to get at. Now, I gotta be careful here. This is gonna be a difficult section here. I'm gonna have to kind of... I might end up losing a little bit of crop here doing what I'm trying to do here. This might not have been the smartest play for me. We're going to try it anyway. I am killing a little bit for sure. This was probably not the best move I've ever made, but... That's alright. We killed a little bit of crop, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. I still think it was a smart play for me to do this. We're going to have to kind of go at an awkward angle here again for a brief period because the trees are in the way with the extension here. We don't want that occurring, so we're going to have to come back up this way again to clear the rest of these out, but that's fine. That's fine. It's a lot of potatoes, man. It's a lot of potatoes. I'm hoping I get to the end here. Now I'm a little concerned I might not make it to the the end. Might be time for us to get rid of all these trees, too, with the Tree of Hour mod, right? Might be time. I'm actually a lot concerned now, so we might have to find our little... Right here's our area. And, try to squeeze over here slowly but surely, and that way we can unload it. Yeah, so maybe don't listen to me. Maybe don't... What I just did, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Because that wasn't really the smartest play I ever had. Okay, so now... This worker thinks he's done. He's not done. He's got tons to do. He's not done. I knew it. So let's get them set back off here again. There you go. And I need to get... I really need this. I'm going to actually take it. I'm just going to unload whatever's remaining in the actual harvester here. I'm going to go take this, drop it off, and then we can go get the potatoes out. Because the rest of the harvester should be able to hold the rest of what's in there, or what's left of this field, I should say, in the harvester itself, so we can just unload that later on. If that makes sense. I think I should just kept going straight on that field, though, now. Eh, oh well. We killed some crop. That happens in real life anyway. How have you completed your task? There is clearly crop right next to you. Whatever. Let's go take this, drop it off. We'll go meet up with the potato harvester there and do our best to hopefully make it through there without killing anything else as far as crop goes. Well, the good thing is we just drilled this field in the last episode, right? So we don't have to worry about killing this crop, so we're just going to drive across it. I'm not even going to attempt to try to do anything with the cotton there. I don't want to kill the cotton at all. I can also fix some of that, you know, spillover stuff there that, for whatever reason, is the way it is. Oh, does this not accept him? Oh, there it goes. I'm just not close enough, evidently. Really? Still not close enough? Okay. Get some more viewing here so I know what I'm doing. Alright, good enough. Awesome. Jump back in here now. Unload the rest of these potatoes and we'll carry on here. That way, we can take those potatoes, put it in the BGA, and the BGA can get going again. That's what we want. Make us some money back. These trees are all got to go. We're getting rid of all these trees. Don't necessarily like getting rid of trees, but these are going. They got to go. I don't like having to come back up this way again. Because I'm still going to be sticking out a little bit. I think it's still going to be a problem. So let's get this here to the end. I think I just killed some there. Dang. This is hard to drive without killing some crop, I'm gonna be honest with you. You get a tight window. Not a very big width, too. For how big the machine is, you would think the width would be a lot larger than it is. But it's not. God, look how big this field is, man. We're already at 30% full. We just unloaded. We're going to get up here to the end, and then I'm going to put it on a worker again, and I'm going to hope that that line I put is enough for the worker to stop. If it's not, well, I don't know what we're going to do then. We'll just let the worker go, I guess. And hopefully we have enough room to turn around somewhere to turn the trailer around with the tractor to be able to unload this thing. May have to drive into the neighbor's field there a little bit, their crops there a little bit, but they won't mind, right? They'll be all right. You can easily tell the sections that I'm actually running over with the tires and the sections that's actually being pulled up. You can easily tell. If you just look at the ground. It's going to be like that when I do these turns, because I'm evidently not the best at doing the harvesting here. Clearly, I'm terrible at it. So let's put it on a worker, that way you don't have to worry about it anymore. I got to take care of this anyway, because we want to sell this field, right? Alright, this field's done, gang. The worker on the potatoes is doing some weird stuff. It's just turning around randomly in the middle of the field. I don't know what it's doing or what it's thinking here. I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick. We're going to sell this field really quick like we talked about. Get a little bit of money back, which is good. Quick save here. So sell that. We'll get 250 grand back. We'll take it. This worker's done as well, so we're going to have to touch the rest of that up. Well, I say the rest of it, there's still a good chunk left to do, actually. Not even touch up. This may end up being 3 episodes at this point. Nah, no, it won't be. It won't be. Because we're just going to have to re-drill that field over there now, because we're still going to be harvesting this field for an eternity, so... But you can see the worker's doing some weird stuff here. It's just stopping randomly up here. You can see it. Like, they didn't even continue on. They just stopped. I don't know why, but whatever. We'll unload the potatoes here. We're going to take this straight to the BGA. We're going to get that BGA going as fast as possible. Now, I'm probably going to put, I don't know how many it'll accept, but I'll probably put a good chunk of the potatoes, well, the first pass of the potatoes, into this one, which is slower. And then the rest of them we'll put into this one, which is a much faster process. I want to have that slow one just constantly churning through stuff as much as possible. It's still churning through a little bit of straw left, but you can see we need to get some stuff here. There's nothing in here at all. It's hurting. So we'll take whatever it'll and put whatever it'll accept in there, and now it's going to go all the way. Who knows? Who knows what it's doing? We'll take and put it whatever it'll take. I don't know if it'll take over 45,000 or not, but whatever's remaining, we'll put into the other one, and we'll go from there. Let's go drop them off. Just taking shortcuts across this field since it's not damaging the field right now. Might as well, right? Might as well take the shortcuts when we can use them. Save ourselves a few minutes of time. So I'm assuming I just dumped this back in here where everything else has been being dumped at, but well, I guess we'll find out. Yep. So we'll see how much it accepts. Okay, so every bit of it. Nice. Well, we need to turn it on because we don't have it on currently. So let's turn that on, and then we're going to turn on the one down here as well. And yeah, there we go. Perfect. So let's take this back over there, and then I'm going to jump into the cotton harvester, and we're going to get working on the rest of the cotton back there in the back and get the rest of that harvested. I also need to bring the harvester, the actual cereal crop harvester, back over here and dump out all of the soybeans as well. So still a lot of things to do here. Alright, the cotton field is fully done here, gang. Well, at least harvested. It's fully harvested. I brought the trailer back because I couldn't remember how much was in here, even though I should have been paying attention when I was harvesting there for a while in that time lapse, but I didn't. So we're just going to leave the cotton in here. I could unload it into a bale, a small little bale, but we're just going to leave it in there because that field will probably be ready. If it's not in July, it'll be August for sure. So we'll just leave it be for now. It's not going to harm it. It's just staying in here. It just means we can't fold it up. But we can't put it into the shed anyway, so what's the difference, right? Alright, so we can take this now and go ahead and take this back. I think what I'm going to try to do here, well, I could get the, I guess I should just get the case out, right? I should do it the realistic way. Yeah, I guess so. I was going to say, I might just drive this all the way over to the makeshift mill that we made, right? And just unload it directly from the harvester itself, but I probably should do it the real way. Let's just do it. Let's try it. I think we have enough room to get over there and back up and drop that in there. Plenty of room. It says he's almost full here. Looks like the same issue that happens with pretty much all the fields. When it's close to the road, the worker doesn't like to harvest that, so we're going to have to do that ourselves, but that's alright. We still have a ton of potatoes to get out of here. I mean, tons and tons and tons. We haven't even scratched the surface on the potatoes yet, so we're going to get this unloaded. We're going to go drop it in the BGA. Will it unload on the fly? It will. Nice. Even better. Tons of potatoes in there, man. Tons and tons and tons. There we go. Finally slowed down. Alright, so we're going to go drop this off the BGA. I'm thinking that this load will max out the one. Let's do a quick save. Yeah, this one should. It should max out the other one, so that means we can put some of it into the faster processing one, and the rest of the potatoes will likely be going into that one for the foreseeable future, since the other one is slower. So let's get this back there, let's drop these off, and then I think, gang, at that point, we probably are going to end the episode, knowing full well that we still have tons and tons of potatoes, and I told you we're going to be harvesting those for many, many episodes. That's not going to be a one episode or even a 2 episode harvest there. It's way too large. There's way too much there. Not complaining about there being that much there, just about the fact that there's no way we could get that done in an episode or even 2 episodes. So it'll be a multi-month harvest for sure. All right, we're back here. Let's back this sucker in as long as I can back it up properly. There we go. Yep, that's what I expected. So that will be maxed, and that'll be maxed for a while. Now this one, in theory, should go much faster. And perfect. We're running them. Nice. So there you go. The mini biogas plant actually doesn't even accept that many in comparison to the other one. The other one accepted more, it looks like. Maybe not. I don't know. This sure looks like it. Sure looks the mini one only accepts like 50 grand. So we might have to get a harvester here to be able to manage holding all these potatoes. If you know they're not able to chew through them fast enough, as fast as we're harvesting them, I should say. Which I don't expect them to be able to do so based off of what I just saw. So, with that, gang, we're going to leave the episode there. I hope you enjoyed it. We spent a ton of money, but I think in the long run this is going to be absolutely worth it. Just based off of how much money we're going to get off those potatoes from the BGAs, right? And it should be making digestate too, right? So we've got it on selling. We're going to go ahead and go back to storing for now. And yeah, maybe we look at doing some fabric here soon as that field back there is ready to harvest, which I believe won't be the next episode because we're going to do another episode this month, but I believe it's probably the following, if not the following, certainly the episode after that. So leave it there, gang. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.